Namaste and welcome to another episode of the IBPC Inspire Fireside Chat, where we bring you candid conversations with those who inspire us by the lives they've led and the values they live by. Today, we have with us someone who has not just had an illustrious corporate journey, but has also quietly shaped the narrative of Indian business leadership in the Middle East region. Mr. Sunil Sinha is the former resident director of Tata Sons for the MENA region and is currently the director of Tata International. He is also a trusted friend and mentor to the IBPC community. Sunil ji, let's start with your early life. What shaped your mindset growing up? Were there any key influences or moments that from your childhood left a lasting impression on you?
Rameshji, first of all, thank you very much for having me here. Finally, we have met.
Indeed.
So let me take you to my childhood. I was born and brought up in Patna, did my schooling there, and I graduated from as a mechanical engineering from Patna. Life was very normal, middle class. Everything was very simple, not so complicated. No mobile phones, no internet. So, we had a lot of warmth, lot of friendships. And that's how I remember my childhood. My father was a professor of history, and my mother was a homemaker. Actually, she was much more than a homemaker. We always used to say she was a glue which kept the families and friends and network together, held together. I think they gave me two very important things. One was good values, and second was a belief that education can change everything. So, if you ask me, I still carry the middle class mindset, work hard, be humble, respect others, especially people who are not so privileged. So that's how was my initial days.
Now, as a student, you had a tryst with politics. Tell us how that went.
Yeah, this is interesting. When we were in college, Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan's movement against corruption had shaken everything. उन्होंने शंखनाद किया था. And that movement was led by students. So I was also quite inspired by him, and I took active part in his movement. And at some point of time, I felt that probably I should also go and check myself and see if I can provide leadership. And that idea, that thought triggered me to stand for student senator election. I didn't belong to any party. I had no backing, just pure good intention. And to everyone's surprise, and my surprise too, I won.
Okay.
So I got immediate calls from political parties, and they offered me political career and immediate ticket for next MLA election and all. But something told me this is not my calling. And I thought probably in that kind of politics, I will not be able to live with my true value. So I politely declined, and that was the end of my political career.
That was some call. Now, let's fast forward to your professional life. You've spent the bulk of your professional life in the Tata Group. What drew you initially into the Tatas? And then, once you were in, what were some of the turning points in your long stint there?
When we were studying, we didn't have so many options that we have today. But there was a very special reason for getting attracted towards Tata. And something very interesting happened in 70s when the government nationalized many industries. You will recall oil and gas, banking sector, and many other. There was also a talk of nationalizing Tata Steel. There was a lot of discussion, debate on that, and the thought was Tata Steel is already working like a company which is looking after the national interest, the company which looks after its people very well, the company which creates infrastructure for good living of the people. And on top of it, all 60,000 people in Tata Steel wrote a letter to the government that we don't want
I
to
see.
get nationalized. That was something which really raised my respect for this company. And I used to dream that when I pass out, I should get a chance to work with this company. And lo and behold, when I passed out, this was the only company which came to the campus. And very interestingly, they hesitated to select me because they thought I'm a student leader, so I can become a disruptor.
Okay.
But I think the reason Tata Steel took the risk on me was I played a very constructive politics, which was against the tide. And Tata Steel people got to know about it. And I think that gave them a confidence that probably they are talking to a politician, student politician, who has a different,
A contrarian view on
a contrarian view.
on a constructive method.
Maybe that's the reason, but that's how I landed up in Tata.
So you've already given a little glimpse of it, but if you could elaborate from your perspective, what defines Tata leadership? What are some unwritten rules or behaviors that people outside the group may not be aware of, may not always see, but are deeply felt inside?
I must share with you that although there is a broad framework of Tata Code of Conduct, but there is nothing which is taught. You observe, you follow. And I think there are 3, 4 very distinctive characteristics which are there. One is they have always put people before profit. And you will be surprised to know that Tata Steel initiated certain people-related practices way back in early 20th century. For example, medical leave, provident fund, maternity benefits are some of the things which was non 8-hour working was not there. But later they were adopted as good industrial practice by the government. So people before profit was. Second, profit is good because profit allows you to do a lot of good things, but profiteering is bad. And distinguish between profit and profiteering. A very strong push focus was and is always there on community development. So these are some of the things which are generally you will see in Tata leaders. One very interesting story is there that there was a time in early 70s when there was a big shortage of commercial vehicles. The Tata Motors leadership, they wanted to raise the price, demand supply. They wanted to
Charge
raise
what the traffic bears.
of course. But the senior Tata leaders asked, is it fair price for the customer? Will customer be happy to pay this price? And the final decision was, no, we are not going to increase the price to take advantage of the situation. That was profiteering.
And that nugget of wisdom in that little story has apparently, obviously, percolated down to various successive generations of managers from the looks of it.
Yes, of course, because, in Tata's, people learn from stories.
Famous saying, tell a story, make a point.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, coming to GCC, you represented Tata in the GCC for many years. What did that chapter demand of you as a leader, as a diplomat and ambassador of Tata's, and as a plain, simple human being with middle class values?
So this was a sort of turning point in my career, because when I was finishing my stint as CEO of the quality program of Tata Group, and the chairman offered me this role and he said, would you like to? And I said, yes, I would like to go, without knowing what it entails, what is required to be done. And, after landing here, I realized there are two things which were expected out of me. Of course, one was expand Tata footprint. And second important thing was how to build trustworthy relationship with various stakeholders, including government, majlises, different industry bodies and all. I was prepared for the first one. I was not so prepared for the second one, because second one required deep understanding of culture, way of working in this. And I took time to understand that. I remember, I went to introduce myself to Sheikh Nahian as a head of Tata Group. So he called me in the majlis, made me sit next to him. And I was very impatient to talk about what Tata is, what we are doing. So I started that, this is what we are planning to do. And he stopped me. And then he gave a 10-minute lecture on Mr. Ratan Tata and how innovative are his ideas, and probably both of them worked together on the same board. And then he asked me about my family, how I am settling down, about my children. And I realized that, it's important to build trust first. And my biggest learning here was that business happens with the speed of trust. And that is what, it took me some time to kind of learn and internalize.
You've actually unlocked a secret that is not written in books, not taught in courses, but experienced and learned. So those who are listening to our podcast or watching our podcast now, may pick it up as an extremely useful piece of wisdom as a takeaway. Take us behind the scenes for a moment. What's a story from your time at Tata that brings a smile, or perhaps a moment of embarrassment even? Something unforgettable?
So, in a 40 years career, there would be a lot of instances, a lot of events which will bring you a smile and also embarrassment. But I'll talk about embarrassment. And one that stands out was in year 2000. I was in Tata Steel, and it has to do with Saurav Ganguly.
Okay.
Saurav Ganguly was then working in Tata Steel, and I was the HR head. So that was the time when he had become the captain of Indian cricket team, and he scored a marvelous century in Jamshedpur after becoming captain of Indian cricket team. So he was on all-time high. And after the normal performance review, I was asked to give increment letter to Saurav Ganguly.
Okay.
And the usual HR spiel I gave, I said, Saurav, Tata Steel is indebted to your contribution, not just to Tata Steel, but to Indian cricket. And you have been given a very, very special increment, which has been given only to 5% people in Tata Steel. And I'm here to hand over the letter. So he says, thank you, Dada, thank you very much. And he received the letter and he opened it. His jaw dropped because the increment was 750 rupees at that time. Saurabh must be earning in crores. And here the increment was 750 rupees. I knew that. It is embarrassing to give Saurabh Ganguly, but that was my job. So I said, Saurabh, you can add as many zeros as you want to this, number. It will never, ever match up to the contributions you have made for Tata Steel or you are making for Indian cricket team. So sentiment is important. And he said, yes, Dada, I understand. But both of us knew it was a very, very awkward moment.
Now, outside the boardroom, Sunilji, you are a husband and a father, and a doting one at that. Tell us about your family. How have they played a role in grounding and supporting you all these years?
We are a very small family. My wife, Smriti, she is an artist, a painter. Our daughter, Stuti, she's a business professional and a very proficient singer and a poet. Her husband is a sportsman. I am the only cheerleader in the, family. So we all live in Dubai. And you are right. Family support is very, very critical for one's happiness, one's progress, one's sustainability. And I think I'm very grateful to my family, grateful to my wife for, number one, keeping me grounded all the time. Very particular about health. We jokingly call her food police. So obviously she will not allow us to do anything excessive in that area. And I think it's very, 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 very necessary. She has sacrificed her career to ensure my career progresses. And that's how the family supports each other. And that job she took. And I'm very grateful that this has happened. Not only from immediate family, I'm also fortunate. My younger sister, who is a Reiki master, and every day she ensures that my chakras are aligned and I get distanced Reiki so that you continue doing a good job. And so that's how, I get family support, and I think everyone needs that to keep doing the course correction in your life.
Well, having met Smriti ji and having known her for some time now, and Stuti, what you've just said has only increased my regard for them. Thank you. If you were to write an autobiography, what would you title it as?
Wow. This is a difficult question. So, if I reflect, my career built on quality, the profession of quality, continuous improvement. I believe that unless you learn every day, you will become redundant. And therefore, if I have to title my book, I would like to say A Race Without Finish Line.
Wonderful.
Life is a journey. I enjoy the journey. I don't look so much at the destination. I think once you reach the destination, the joy is over. The joy is in journey. So I think it will be Race Without Finish Line.
Very well. That was poetic, Sunil ji. Thank you. Thank you for sharing it so openly. Now, if you thought that was insightful, Wait till you hear what Sunil ji has to say about values, decision making, and advice for the next generation. In part 2 of our Inspire Fireside chat, we go deeper into what truly matters, what he tells his younger self, and what he believes makes a life worth living, and what is the one message he wants to leave the IBPC community with. You won't want to miss it.